Hi, I'm Professor Adams, and I'd like to talk with you about the Homeless Advocacy Externship. What I'd like you to know most about this externship is how very, very flexible it is. We have certain placements that go forward every semester. For example, we have a wonderful placement at Gulf Coast Legal Services in their birth certificate project, but we also have other placements that come up from time to time. So if you are generally interested in public interest work, or you're just looking for a great first experience in law practice, reach out to me and I'm glad to talk with you about what might make the most sense. In each of the placements, you will have the opportunity to develop your client counseling and interviewing skills. You'll also learn a lot about issues that face people who are either homeless or vulnerable to being homeless in our local area. And depending on the placement and depending on your particular goals, you may also have the opportunity to develop some written work product that could become a writing sample for you later on. One of the things that I will have you do right away in this placement is to set goals for yourself. I'll be glad to talk with you about what kinds of goals you might choose. Sometimes they are work skills goals, like learning to manage your calendar or learning to manage your email. Sometimes they are different sorts of professional goals, like learning to be comfortable talking on the phone or improving your written work product or learning something more about how grants work or how grant funding works or something along those lines. I do use a textbook for this externship. It's called Learning from Practice. It's a wonderful book. It's very practical. And what I like to do with this particular book is to have my extern, or if there are several externs in the externship at one time, the externs rotate in choosing from among the chapters. So for example, one week we might talk about wellness matters. The next week, we might talk about preparing to give a professional presentation. The following week, we might talk about bias in the workplace or careers that are available in public interest law or something along those lines. But it's always something that is very practical and hopefully relevant to your lives ahead as attorneys, whatever field you might ultimately choose. In terms of scheduling, I schedule the weekly classroom component around your schedule and mine. And so what I do at the beginning of every semester is to touch base with each of my externs and get you to send me your class schedule. And we compare notes and pick a couple of times that would work well for us. When possible, we have also gone on field trips in this externship. And so that's something that I would be interested in knowing from you as well, whether there are some places that you would particularly like to visit or learn more about. We've visited the Carter Woodson Museum. We've served lunch at St. Vincent de Paul. We have gone to Daystar, for example. We've gone to a lot of different places. And so getting a sense of what your interests are and what your career goals are will help me to tailor an externship experience that hopefully will be as relevant and meaningful and helpful to you as possible. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. My direct dial is 727-562-7870, and I can be found at adams.law.stetson.edu. Take care. Bye-bye.